Hello everyone, Teacher Bismarcker here, and welcome to the second episode, you could say that, of the small series talk. Or the small talk series, I'm sorry. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about things you guys ask me in the comment section. Okay, the first question is Adrenalin 2020 22.8.2 the best driver for that integrated GPU? I didn't answer this yet. The second one is, which driver is the best for Resident Evil 7? Please reply fast, it's lagging like hell. It's been asked 1 year ago. I'm sorry I didn't answer the question. The third question is driver 21.2.2 better than 20.11.2 or the last recommended driver? In that question, I answer so far, it's quite stable on installed games on my laptop. And the last question is, bro, which is the best Adrenalin driver for 2500U or this laptop, my laptop? In that question, I answer with my very best, with my very knowledge that all drivers have their own upside and downside. Which brings to today's video topic. This video is made with my basic knowledge with graphic driver and only graphic driver. If you somehow offended or thinks that I'm wrong with my knowledge, you could freely comment on the comment section. First, let's talk about driver. Not this one, but this one. Driver or device drivers is a set of files or programs that act like a middleman between hardware and software, where it ensures that the software that require the specific hardware functionality could use it maximally. So what about graphic drivers? Graphic drivers or GPU drivers also work similar like auto drivers installed on the hardware, and just like auto drivers, usually it also comes pre-installed when you buy a laptop. If you buy an external graphic or dedicated graphics, then as a good PC user you should install the driver manually for that drivers. Graphic driver version, just like I said before, also have their upside and downside depend on their version. The newer version or the newest version or the beta version, just like it has been said on AMD website, tends to support newer games that released recently with cost of stability of older games, while the older version or WHQL version, which is a version that has been approved by Microsoft hardware testing team professionals, tends to have stable performance on the games that release years before the graphic version comes out. After all I said before, I think it's better to understand it further if I do some demonstration to prove whether the old or new drivers is affecting better performance gain by playing games on different drivers. Okay, first off, let's start with the driver I'm gonna use to test it out on this hardware. For the driver itself, I'm actually gonna use 4 kind of drivers. The basic driver that comes with the laptop, the first driver that support AMD Ryzen 5 2500U Radeon Vega graphics mobile, the WHQL drivers, and of course the latest drivers at the moment this recording recorded. For the first graphic driver that comes with the laptop, it actually kinda connected with the first drivers that supported AMD Ryzen mobile processors. In this case, Radeon Software Adrenalin 2019 edition 19.2.3 is the first AMD drivers that support Ryzen mobile processors with Radeon Vega graphics. It says here in the highlight that up to 10% average performance gains with AMD Radeon Software Adrenalin 2019 edition 19.2.3 versus 70.40. If you're wondering where did I get the 70.40, in the AMD official driver, there's actually no driver named 70.40 officially. It comes with the manufacturer. So if you want to download it, maybe you could try searching your manufacturer website. In this case, mine is Acer. So I search in Acer and then I input my serial number and then I searching the graphic driver and I get it from there. Alright, the first game we're gonna test is GTA 4. GTA 4 was released in April 2008 by publisher Rockstar Games, and since then were known as the darkest GTA games due to the realistic settings of the story and atmosphere of the game. Although the game were praised for its phenomenal physics and storytelling, this game also has its own quirk, especially with the game's stability performance in modern hardware. The game ran on maximum graphic settings I could set, with the only thing that not maximum is the display resolution, which is 720p, where it's also gonna be the default resolution I'm gonna use in all these games. As you can see, at the first glance, it looks like there's no difference of performance and quality between the gameplay. Yeah, you can see some stutters happen here and there, which is kinda expected since it's an older game with performance stability issues with modern hardware. But thanks to MSI Afterburner Performance Log Record, I can actually record the FPS performance during gameplay and make it into text files for the sake of ease of understanding. Here, we can see the MSI recorded the minimum, maximum and average FPS of the games. There is also a 0.01% FPS option, but I choose to pick the three of it since it could be easier to understand. For the sake of simplicity, I already made the FPS of all driver version into a bar chart of each their driver labeled with their driver version and make each section with min, max and average. As you can see, the performance of 17.40 driver or the pre-installed driver has the lowest average FPS of all driver version, where the 19.2.3 drivers version has the most average FPS gain of all drivers. Both the recently released driver were somehow has lower average FPS between 28.1 to 28.8, but has increased minimum FPS from 3 to 4 FPS higher from the 19.2.3 version, which is quite to be expected since minimum FPS is where the game loaded the game assets, where recent drivers should have better job at rendering assets. The reason why all the maximum FPS has 60 FPS is due to the loading screen between the cutscenes. The next game is the famous RPG games from CD Projekt Red, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a 2015 action role-playing game made and published by CD Projekt Red that has received overwhelmingly positive reviews from many critics and received a solid 10 out of 10 from the 550,000 reviews of the user on the Steam store page. The game will test it on both low and medium presets on both graphics and post-processing tab. I also turn off both blur and motion blur option for the sake of capturing the game clarity. Similar like GTA 4, at first glance it looks like there's nothing different in terms of graphics quality of the game. Meanwhile, on the FPS chart, we could see the unique results of each driver version. On the 17.40 or the pre-installed drivers, it seems the game has the highest minimum FPS on low settings, yet also has the lowest minimum FPS on medium settings. While the 19.2.3 version still surprised us with the highest average FPS gain, with even reaching 30 FPS on medium settings, while both recently released drivers couldn't even crack to 30 FPS. It is also disappointing to see that the minimum FPS of both recently released drivers just keep decreasing, with 22.10.2 cannot even reach 20 FPS as the minimum FPS value. The last game is a recently popular anime action role-playing online game made by formerly miHoYo, now called HoYoverse, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact released on September 2020 on multi-platform between PC, consoles and mobile device, which soon coming to Nintendo Switch. By the way, I set the game graphics to medium settings and turn off the motion blur for the sake of image clarity. Just like other games, yes, there is no downgrade on the graphical side of the quality, nor the performance in naked eyes. However, goes to the FPS chart and we can see that the driver version of 22.10.2 has a little better performance in all FPS sides than 22.5.3, while the 19.2.3 has the highest average FPS from all versions, and the 17.40 or the pre-installed drivers once again proves to be the worst drivers, having the lowest FPS on both average and minimum FPS, although it somehow has the highest max FPS. So, after recording all the FPS in all sides of minimum, maximum and average, I then create a chart to calculate the FPS gain by percentage. As you can see, from 17.40 or the pre-installed drivers, there's a massive 10% up of FPS in 19.2.3, and yes, it matches with AMD official statement of the drivers. But then there's a downslide about 4 to 5% FPS in the recent WSQL version, which then fortunately get increased again, although not by bigger number, about 1 to 2% on the latest driver. So I guess that's all for video today. I apologize if there's a mistake or something offended you both on my way of words or information. Until then, stay healthy and stay happy. See you next time.